Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to replace the battery on this Alienware 15R3. So the customer started already trying to take it apart, and then they got stuck. They said some of the screws wouldn't come out. Anyways, we're going to be using a PH1 or JIS1 screwdriver. I actually use JIS1. Alright, and we're going to keep the screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. The way I do that is I put them flat side down like that. On my desk in the pattern I remove them, so we're going to just go across. Alright. And we basically have this rectangular shape, and at the front there's only 2 screws. Again, the customer already kind of took this bottom cover off, and then they kind of didn't put it back completely. This middle screw seems to stay in the cover, so keep that in mind. You don't actually have to pull it out completely. Okay, so basically we'll have these 2 rows of 3, or I guess columns. All right. Anyways, we'll get all of that out. Normally this will be tucked underneath, not the way they have it kind of popped out already. I'll show you how to put it back later. But once you remove all those screws, you would start from here, because this one screw holds into the case. It allows this side to pop up slightly so you can get underneath and pop it out. All right, again, normally this side would be somewhat clipped under here like this, so it would slide in there, and then these would actually be clipped down. But anyways, that's how we get that out. We'll set this cover aside. The customer was asking me if I could dust it out for them as well, and as you can see, it's pretty dusty, so of course we're going to do that. All right, this one's a little bit kind of annoying. They tuck these cables in here. You want to be careful with them because they do crease them a bit. I'm going to zoom in here a bit so you guys can just see what's going on. All right, if I remember correctly, we are going to have to pull this back piece off, which is quite a bit of a pain. But anyways, let's go ahead and see what we got to remove here. Again, there are a lot of screws, and we are going to have to disconnect a lot of cables. Give me a second to actually see. Okay. Give me a second, I'll be back. All right, sorry about that. Let's go ahead and continue removing this. So we're just gonna go across. Usually I like to go in rows again, and we're just gonna get all the screws out in those rows. Okay, so let's go ahead and take this one out. Wow, yeah, these screws are pretty tight. The customer said he stopped because they were so difficult to remove. Okay, so we got that screw out. Again, keep track of where you're getting the screws from. Okay. There are some small screws here, but I believe that's part of the fan, so we don't need to remove that one. Okay, we're going to continue. Let's see here. So let's go over here and see. Okay, we got one screw here. We likely have to remove the wireless card as well, so make sure to do that. Okay, so we'll remove this screw. Okay, it's a little bit stuck there. I'm actually going to use a magnet to help make it easier to pop out if I can. Let's see. Wow, it's actually still stuck, so I'm going to actually use my fingernails to grab it and wiggle it out. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I don't know why that screw's so difficult to remove. All right, then we got this wireless card. We're going to remove this screw here as well. Okay. This is a separate piece, so I'm actually going to keep that separate. We're going to remove this plastic piece if we can. Let's see how this works. Usually it pops up back here. Okay, I guess we pop this up, and then we're going to slide this off just like this. It kind of rotates off. Take that out. All right. One wire. Oh, what is this wireless antenna destroyed? That does not look good. Okay, this wireless antenna, I'm confused. It's not even, it doesn't even have the other piece. So somebody just stuck that on without it even working right. Anyways, we're gonna pop the tail off of this antenna. So you lift from the tail and it just pops up. I think somebody broke these. Somebody broke these. So I'm gonna have to be very careful. I'm gonna try and take these out. Yeah, he might need a replacement wireless card. Somebody, like, maybe he tried to take it out and broke them earlier slightly, because they're not supposed to come out like this. When you pop it out, this piece is supposed to, there's a metal piece that's in there that's supposed to come out. So we'll see. This one, I don't even see that piece, so I'm confused now. Anyways, we're gonna set the wireless card aside. We're gonna get these out. Okay. All right. Next thing we're gonna do, let's see here. Should we remove this cable here? I'm pretty sure this one doesn't need to be removed because it's not, I don't think it's holding anything. It's just designed for holding the card in place. Yep. So we're gonna leave that there. Okay, we're gonna get these cables out. All right, so grab this, and then we're gonna kind of wiggle this and pull that out. Okay, we're gonna get this and wiggle this out of these little grooves here. Okay, this one's stuck pretty much. So you kind of have to hold this plastic piece out of the way as you kind of pull it out. Stuck there pretty strong. So I'm gonna tuck it in that way and see if we can get it out now. Kind of have to pull it, slide it back and forth. There we go. Then we're gonna get this one out. Okay. Grab this. All right, same thing. We're gonna kind of just slide it back and forth as we kind of get it out of the groove. Same thing with this one if it's stuck. And there we go. I'm gonna get this out. Get this out. Okay. Work all these cables out of here. Hopefully you guys can see everything I'm doing. Okay. Just like this. There we go. Okay, so we got all of that out. Next thing we're going to do, continue going over down the line. Got this screw here. Okay, again, another screw that kind of stays there, so we're going to use the magnet to help get that out. Okay, if the magnet doesn't work, I can also use my fingernails and pull that. There we go. All right, and what else? We got two more over here. We're gonna have to use the magnet for each one of these. And this one over here. Oh, and if you want to be extra safe, they do put the battery connector here, and they tell you to remove that first. Usually it's not that important until you start going to removing the screen cable. But let's go ahead and remove that. So you got the battery connector right here. So to remove that, it's going to be tough, but I use my fingernails here and I kind of just wiggle it to pull it out, just like that. I guess for me it was easy. All right. Anyways, we're going to untuck this cable. This is keyboard backlight, I believe. Actually, does this use two keyboard backlight connectors? Interesting. Okay, so we have to untuck this cabling from there. Then you pull the wings here up. Once you pull those wings up, you can pull this cable out, just like that. Make sure you take note of which way the cable goes. Usually you can tell because it stays folded a certain way. Okay, if you want to be extra safe after disconnecting the battery, you can actually open up the laptop and then press and hold the power button for 15 seconds. Right, so we're going to do that. Okay, this will make it a lot safer to work on because it drains the power from the capacitors and things like that. All right, we'll hold it a few more seconds. Should be good. Okay. All right, if you're wondering what type of RAM, you pull these two tabs to the side, pops up like this, and it comes out. And you have this PC4 2400T. You can use any PC4 2400T. If you want, you can use two 16 gig sticks. If they have 32 gigs, you can also use two 32 gig sticks. All right, there we go. Okay, let's see. So we removed all of those. We also have this cable over here to remove. I believe these are for the little light bars, the light strips on the side. Okay, so we're gonna grab this and we're gonna wiggle this. You might want to also watch all the way through because in some cases we might not even have to remove all these pieces. All right, so wiggle that, and there we go. All right, then we're gonna kind of wiggle this cable back, slide the cable back and forth again to kind of get it to go through here. There we go. Okay, this one they put tape holding it, so we'll see if we have to remove that, but for now we're gonna leave it. Okay, let's see, now we're gonna continue all the way up here, and we're gonna remove this screw. If you notice, there's an M.2 SSD slot here. It looks like there's a couple M.2 SSD slots. I believe these all support PCIe NVMe SSDs. Wow, these screws really are difficult to remove. That guy wasn't kidding. Okay, there we go. Got that one out. Okay, gonna work our way over. Is that a screw stuck underneath? How is that possible? I wonder if he actually got this out and then, yeah, and then put a screw underneath, because there's a screw underneath there. All right, we're gonna remove the screws holding the hard drive in place. For some reason, looks like one is missing. Maybe that's from the side cover. Anyways, we're gonna remove those 3 screws. Okay, so we got that one. Then we got 2 more here. I'm gonna keep all of these separate. Wow, he stripped that screw a little bit. I had to put a lot of downward pressure to get it out. Okay, and we'll get this one out. All right, and then we got this. We're gonna pull this out. Okay, so this, usually you just grab this cable connector and you can pull it up, but a lot of times it gets stuck. What I'm gonna do, let me actually take this RAM stick out of the way. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull on this and then get underneath a little corner or edge of this and pop this up. Okay, make sure you're just popping up the connector, not this piece on the board. And there we go. We should be able to lift the hard drive out. All right, so I'm going to get underneath this piece here and see if I can lift it from there. There we go. And we're just going to set the hard drive aside. Okay, just set that aside just like that. There we go. What is this gunk under there? Okay, we're gonna also have to remove all these little cables. So same thing, we're gonna wiggle this to pull that up, and then we can pull this connector out. You wanna slide the cable out from under here, okay? Be very careful not to damage the cables. All right, this one I believe is the same thing. Okay, this one has the latch where you pull up from the back here, but you basically same thing, you kind of wiggle and pull up on that little connector. Then you can lift this out, wiggle that over, move that aside. Same thing with the keyboard connector here. Kind of pull up from here. It's going to be tough because it kind of pulls it backwards too, so be very careful not to push the thing over too far that way. There we go. Then we can go ahead now and pull this out, move that over to the side, and move that over to the side. There we go. Okay, let's see what else we got. We got most of the screws out. Let me move this stuff out of the way so I have a bit more room. Okay, then we got this screw down here. Again, use a lot of force to push down to get it out. Okay, that screw. Then we got another screw down here, same thing. Get that out. Okay, so we got those 2 out. Let's see what else we got. Are there any other screws hidden here that we need to remove? Is there a screw hidden under here? I don't think so, but let's go ahead and peel up this tape just to be sure. Yeah, there's no screw under there. Okay, so I think that's all the screws we need to remove. We do need to remove this piece as well, I believe, if I remember correctly. This piece is pretty tough to get off. So let's see what we're gonna do. We basically have to kind of wiggle and pull this, and it has to clear this area here. So sometimes using like a thin pry tool or something just to kind of lift it up to kind of get it out of the way like this. Let me kind of get it underneath both sides if I can. Sometimes that helps. Oops. Come on. Jeez, that one's stuck real good. Okay, let me zoom out a bit here. Let's see here. How am I gonna... I don't know if you can see, a slight gap is forming here. Okay. That's being a pain. I don't know. Let's see if we can get the front up first. If we're lucky, we might be able to remove this front piece first. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my fingernails here, and I'm going to push with my thumb. Okay, that actually works. Maybe we won't have to remove the back. Actually, we probably will. It looks like it's attached. So as you can see, it's lifting up this way. The battery is under here, and all these cables are coming up like that. Okay. And as you can see, this is trapped under here. So we can't just lift that up. All right, we're gonna work our way over though and pop these clips as well. And then we're gonna try and work this out again. Okay, let's see if we can get underneath this side now and try and pry this. Again, this piece, I don't know if there's a trick to it, but it's always super, super difficult to remove. I'm going to try using another tool and see if I can use that to help pop it. So we're going to get in here and pop this side a little bit. It doesn't want to move at all. Yeah, it doesn't want to move at all. So, how can I more easily move this? I don't remember if there was a trick to this or not. Pretty sure we got all the screws. Okay, let's see if we can do it from this side somehow. I'm gonna try and go from this side and try and pry it a little bit. See if there's any clips we can release. Okay, I feel clips releasing, so that's good. So we probably have to kind of undo some clips here to make it easier. As you can see, or as you can hear. There we go. Okay. So hopefully that's all the clips we need to remove for now. Let's see if we can. I don't know if they actually stayed removed. They probably just popped themselves back in place. But let's see, can we remove this now? No, not at all. Jeez. I forgot how I took this out the last time. I just remember it was like a pain. I mean, it's definitely... These clips definitely pop as if they're releasing and letting go. Come on. Let go completely. Okay, maybe there's more clips I need to pop out. Yep, there's one. I mean, they should all be out, but I don't know if they just pop back in place and then it makes it impossible. Yeah, that felt like it clipped back in place. Sorry, I'm doing this off camera because I'm trying to unclip it again. Stay unclipped. Yeah, I don't know how I'm going to make it stay unclipped there. But, okay. Come on, batteries, let go. or not batteries, clips. Why'd I call them batteries? Yeah, I don't know. This doesn't want to come out. But we really have to get this out to get the battery out. Pretty sure we have to get this off. The thicker one here. Let's see if I can use this to help pop it open. Maybe I have to use like popsicle sticks or something in between. Jeez, this thing really doesn't want to come out. These popsicle sticks are too thick for this. Even this is somewhat too thick for this. Okay, let's see if I can pop it more with this one and then get a popsicle stick in it. Nope. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna get this thing off. It doesn't want to come out. What is going on? They're hidden. Am I missing something here? I don't see any. Oh, my bad. Okay, there's these two screws hidden back here. I forgot. Okay, that's what I was forgetting. Alright, I knew I was missing something. I don't know why I didn't check there earlier. Okay, so make sure to get those two screws out. Okay, hopefully now popping that out will be easy. No. Okay. Let's pop this up again. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's what I was missing. There we go. Now we can get that up and out. Perfect. Set that aside. All right, we got these screws in here again. We're going to remove these as well. Here you can see where the lights connect. All right, I'm going to take these screws out. Okay, 1, 2, and the last one here, 3. All right, now we got all these screws out. We should be able to lift this thing up completely. Be very careful again with these cables. So we're gonna go around again and pop this back out. So I'm gonna open this up slightly. And again, we're gonna just get in here and pop this out. I might have to go from the other side. Yeah, let me turn this around. And we're gonna pop this out. Again, going in the gap here and then using your thumb back here to push. Pops out the clips, just like that. And we're gonna work our way all the way around, okay? Just like this. Same thing over here. Oh, looks like we didn't have to unroute the wires for the Tron lights there. But definitely had to unroute everything else. Get the battery through, get the wireless antennas through here. There we go, come on. All right, so there we go. Again, you didn't have to unroute these wires from this frame. So we'll set this aside. Okay, now we just got to replace the battery here. And I'm going to also clean out the dust here because it is pretty dusty. All right, so battery, there's one screw here. Is that the only screw there? Looks like it. Okay, we're gonna take this out, and there we go. We got the old battery out. Gonna get the new battery in. Okay, goes like this. Make sure to get it underneath all the cables. You don't want to smash them or anything. Okay, slot it into place just like that. Got the one screw here we're gonna put back. Okay, when you go to put the battery, make sure that you plug it back in the same way. So the way they have it, you can see these gold pins, they face downwards. Okay, so make sure when you do it, because this cable's all weird and wonky, you have to kind of roll it over, fold it, and all of that. Okay, so make sure you get that right. Also, if you're wondering, the battery model number is right there, 44T2R. Okay, give me a second. Let me see if I'm getting some messages real quick. All right, I'll be back. Let me answer these messages. All right, so I'm actually gonna dust this thing out first. That way I have more room to blow all the dirt out instead of having it trapped by the bottom cover. So I'm gonna basically brush it down a little bit with a toothbrush and then use my electric air blower to kind of blow all the loosened dust away. All right, so I'll do that and I'll be back. All right, so I'm back. As you can see, it's a lot cleaner now, a lot less dust. Since we have this open, oops, let's see here, I kind of wanted to show this USB port here with the, I believe that's an SD card slot there, is connected with this cable. There's a latch that flips over it, and then you can pull that out, a lot like the MacBook LCD cables on the older models. You got the CMOS BIOS RTC real-time clock battery there. Okay, again, this is a M.2 SSD slot, most likely PCIe NVMe, as well as this one. And I think that's about it. Oh, you can also see the DC jack charge port here, and it connects all the way over to here, which is kind of annoying if you have to replace it. The cable runs all the way down there underneath, excuse me, all the way to there. Okay, anyways, let's go ahead and begin reassembling this. So again, this is somewhat of an annoying design. We have to get this back in, and you want to make sure all these cables end up back on top, and you don't want to smash any of them because that can damage them. So basically the way they had them, they pulled them out this way. I don't know why they did it that way, but that's how they did it. So make sure you get all these cables out of the way, okay, and untucked so that you don't smash them all. Okay, come here, cable. Okay, again, make sure to pull them all out. Don't forget this one. Oh man, and the battery cable, of course, too. I guess I'll put the battery cable through this hole first because, yeah, that one's shaped the weirdest. All right, I'm gonna try and do this with some needle nose pliers. Might help a little, or not pliers, tweezers, because that might help a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and pull this stuff through. If you're using some tweezers like this, you want to, of course, be very careful that you don't puncture the cables. Okay, be very careful here. Push this cable through here and get it back on top. Yeah, I always find using my fingers works easier. But there we go. Okay, I think we got all the cables that we need to come through. Okay, that one, that one, that one, and the keyboard one. Okay, there we go. All right, anything else? I think we are good. And then you want to be careful with these little Tron light thingies here. Okay, they want to go in a certain way, so make sure those go in the right way. This one too. Okay, line everything up, and then we're just going to click all the clips back in. Once you make sure everything is lined up, go all the way around, click everything back in. Okay, looks good. Click everything in. Okay. Now let's go ahead and zoom back in and start plugging everything back in. All right. I'm gonna run out of desk space here, so I can only zoom so far. Okay, we're gonna get this cable in. If my head gets in the way, I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep out of the way. And make sure when you push this in that you're pushing on the plastic, not on the cable itself. Okay. You don't want to damage the wiring, trying to get that in. All right, then get this tucked back under there. Good. Again, we didn't actually even have to untuck these wires for the Tron lights. We just have to unplug the cable there. All right, so if you do this, keep that in mind. All right, let's actually put the hard drive because it's in my way. So I'm gonna put the hard drive here. And also you can put a SSD in there if you're wondering why it says hard drive SSD. Okay, and then it looks like this battery cable, if we put this back, would have to kind of like twist like this, kind of like contorting. All right, anyways, we're gonna get the hard drive back in there, just like that. Hopefully I have the wire going the right way. I don't think the wire was supposed to come out from here, right? There's not really, yeah, it would be tough for it to go out that way, I think. Okay, anyways, we're gonna go ahead and plug the hard drive connector back in. Just make sure it's completely lined up. And then once you do that, you can go ahead and click it down into place. Good. Okay, let's go ahead and put the hard drive screws back in that we took out. Line up these little raised dimples there. Okay. And drop that in. All right, we're gonna get these two screws in first. That one, this one. I'm gonna also have to test the Wi-Fi after this to make sure it can connect to all the wireless hotspots. If you can see my neighbor's wireless from here, then we should be good to go. Okay, we don't have to actually connect. I just want to make sure the range works. But I'll have to let the customer know that that's going on with their wireless card. Why is this popping up like this? What is trapped under here? Oh no, I forgot to pull the wireless antennas through. Okay, so I am gonna have to pop this back up, at least part of it. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. This back up. There we go. And we got to get these wireless antennas back through here. Okay. All right, so grab the wireless antennas and guide them back through. Good thing it didn't sit flat, so I noticed that right away. Okay, there we go. Use the tweezers to help guide this one through. Alright, and then we kind of just pull the excess slack all the way in. Alright, and then we can drop that back down. There we go. Make sure everything's lined up again. Make sure that Tron light thing lines up. Okay. Alright, that looks good. Let's get those 3 screws that were in here back into place. Oops, sorry, it was probably out of view. Okay, I'm going to loosely fit that one first. We're going to get all 3 in. Alright, and let's go ahead now and tighten them down. Alright, there we go. Good. Alright, let's get the bottom cover thingy back on, or the back piece. Let's zoom out a bit here so you guys can see. Alright, basically just get it lined up, kind of wiggle it, slide it in, click it into place. Good. All right. And then we just get those 2 screws back in that we forgot the first time. Just like this. Okay, and then we get the other one on this side. All right, we can put the stick of RAM back in. Okay, line it up at an angle like that, and click this down. And get this tab thing back out of the way. All right, what else we got? Let's zoom in again. Let's reroute the Tron lights into place. Okay. Just guide the wires back over through here. Okay, hopefully you guys watched this before you started working on it to see what you'd be getting yourself into, and to see I record everything as is, so that way anything that goes on, anything difficult, you'll see right away, and you'll know kind of what to do when you work on yours, what to avoid, things like that, okay? And also, removing the Tron lights might be helpful for some people if they actually did damage their Tron lights in the process of doing this, so they can at least see how this works. Okay, so there we go. We're going to make sure the Tron lights are lined up right. Make sure you get the pins lined up to the right side. You can see the pinholes are closer to this side, and you can look in the port and see where the pinholes are lined up there. And then we just got to line this back up and plug it back in. Okay. Again, you push on the plastic pieces. Don't push on the wires. You don't want to bend down the wires trying to get this into place. There we go. All right. Next thing we got, we're going to get all these little thin ribbon cables back in. So for this, I guess we'll tuck it back underneath like that. Okay, and then make sure these tab thingies are up. This might be a little tricky. You have to get the cable in. Let's see if I can zoom in more to kind of show this better. Okay, these cables are usually a pain. You gotta line them up, and then you can kind of use the little thicker plastic tab to help push it into place or keep it into place. Oops, I accidentally pulled it back out. Okay, hold that into place, and then while you're holding that into place, push the little securing tab down. All right, make sure it's down on both sides, and there we go. That should hold it in, and then you can double check and see if it looks even in there. Okay, and do the same thing with the other cables. So same thing, you can tuck it underneath there. All right, get that cable lined up. If it's too tough to do it this way after tucking it underneath, you can pull this out first, and then you can try and tuck it in afterwards. Let's see if that will help at all. Okay, again, make sure that thing is up. Get this cable in. Okay, seems this one doesn't go that deep into the slot. Okay, hold that in, and then push the tab down on both sides, just like that. And you can kind of pull it back and tuck it under there. Let's see, I'm gonna actually slide it over sideways because that works easier. Okay, just like that. Same thing with this cable. Make sure this latch is up. Just got hair there. Okay, get that into place. Come on, going. There we go. Hold that into place, and then same thing, just push this down. You want to make sure it's going straight down, not at a weird angle. Okay, there we go. And then we can kind of slide that over. and slide that underneath. There we go. All right, then we got this one little tiny cable here. Okay, I can see it without zooming out, so we should be good. Make sure that's up. Same thing, get this cable in. This one, the gold pins are actually facing me. Okay, then we'll push that down, and then we'll tuck this piece back under there. Okay, I think we got pretty much everything except the wireless card now. Let's go ahead and get the wireless card in, and then we're gonna get all the screws in. Okay, so we got this wireless card here. I don't know how it's gonna hold itself in place because those things were kind of like falling out. I don't know if you can see that. This thing is messed up. Let's see if we can get the wireless card information in case we need to buy a replacement. Killer 1435, made in China, US SKU. They have the part number there, super long. And here you can see those things, the little gold rings that are supposed to hold it down are all ripped out. So yeah, that's not supposed to happen. Okay. Anyways, let's get this in. Again, at an angle. Let's tuck these wires back into the places. Oops, can't even see because it's zoomed in so much, sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna put the white or gray wire in first. This is actually a white, supposed to be a white wire. They coated it with a gray thing. Okay, then we're gonna get this one in. All right, then because we're going around here, oh, I guess we'll do this one again. Make sure to tuck it in. Okay. All right, just like that. All right, let me see here. I'm gonna start putting the screws back first. So let's do that. So that way I don't have other things moving around. Okay, so we had 4 screws here. We have this one for this fan. Okay, I'm wondering if the customer actually mixed screws around because maybe that's why it's so tough to get these screws in. Okay, we got that one. And yeah, that doesn't seem like it should be like that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Was that fan missing a screw? 1, and then 2. Oh yeah, did this fan not have a screw originally? I think whoever worked on this, they lost a screw because the way I put the pattern of my screws, this screw actually goes here, right? Yeah. Okay, and we got this screw here. Oh wait, there's a silver screw. Okay, I'll put that one over there. That makes more sense. And then we got this one here. Okay, we have this silver screw here for this fan up here. All right, that makes more sense. Good, holds in place. Okay, then we had this one screw here. Okay, then we have 2 more screws. One here, and one here. Okay, let's see how we can get this wireless card thing to stay in place. And then we also have to get the little plastic bracket on top of it. So the plastic bracket, I guess, was because they broke it, was holding the antennas down. So hopefully the center posts of these are enough to kind of connect it. All right. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. Is it? Okay, so we had this one like that, and the black wire here was all coiled around and bent up like crazy. Yeah, I think whoever did this like destroyed these things. Well, let's see. Try and get the black one in. Yeah, I don't know how this is gonna work. Because this one definitely, when I did, it was like halfway falling off. But now it's like I had to take it out to get the whole thing out. So I don't know how this is gonna hold itself in place. It's definitely not gonna work right. Okay. So I'm gonna have to see what the customer wants to do. Even picking out the broken piece from these antennas is gonna be a huge pain. But let me see if I can somehow line it up and get the plastic bracket on. Nope, I don't think that's gonna happen. So basically this plastic bracket would have to go on here while these are being held in place, but that's not gonna happen, I don't think. So I'd have to find a way to first make it hold itself in this position. Somehow get this plastic bracket on top while I'm holding it in that position. Yeah, that's gonna be, I don't think that's gonna be possible. Let's see, can I somehow do it by doing it this way? I don't think so. Nope. I don't think even if I use tape, I'd be able to do it like that. Let's see, can I take these antennas out and then do it? No. Okay, this is going to be a really long recording if I record it, so I'm going to see if I can figure this out and I'll be back. Alright, so I was finally able to get it in. We'll see if the connection actually works. I don't know. The cables have too much slack here, so I need to kind of like tuck it in a little bit. But that's okay, the cover will hold that down. Alright, let's go ahead now and plug in the battery, plug in the computer, and see how it goes. So we're gonna rotate the plug over. Okay, get this lined up. Make sure you get it perfectly lined up. You don't want it to go in crooked at an angle. And then we're gonna push it in, all right, from both sides. There we go. Perfect. Let's zoom out and get the bottom cover on and cross our fingers. Hopefully everything is good to go. Okay. All right, again, bottom cover, get this side down in first, just like this. All right, once you get that in, we're gonna go ahead and pop the sides down. Okay, you might have to hold the middle up to get some of the clips into place if they don't go in. All right, let's see, why is this one clip not going in right? Let's pop it back out. Something's getting caught there. Let's take a look. Oh, the person broke one of the clips. So let's pop this up. Okay. Oh, that clip's actually pretty strong. That's probably how they broke it. Okay, let's see here. How do we... Usually, okay, that worked. So you want to like flex it so it curves in like this, and that pulls the clip away. This one clip is folded down. That's why it wasn't going into place. I think I should just pop it out because it's kind of just flopping over, and I don't want that breaking off and falling inside the computer. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Go at an angle like that. And then again, we're just gonna clip all these things in. Okay, we're gonna twist this screw backwards, hear it click into place, and then tighten it down. Is that the customer messaging? Nope. Okay, let me mute this stuff. All right, let's go ahead now and tighten all the screws in. Okay, since there's a screw here, it's okay. The clip isn't really that necessary, and that's pretty much all there is to it. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. If it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Other than that, again, that's all there is to it. You can watch as I get all the rest of the screws in. We are going to power it up one time just to make sure everything is working, and we'll see. And that, yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so let's get this. We're gonna try it first without plugging it in, see if it powers up just on battery. Sometimes the battery's too low from shipping, but usually they should ship it with about 40% battery life. So let's go ahead and see. All right, so let's open this up. All right, and for these gaming ones, you usually have to press and hold for a little bit, and nothing happens. So yeah, let's go ahead and plug it in and power it up. Okay, so let's get this all into place, get this unplugged, this plug unwounded. Okay. Come on, let go. All right, let's plug this in. There we go, and let's get this plugged in. It's on the back. So, okay, is there a charge light on here anywhere? Not really. Okay, let's open this up. Power it up. Oh, did it turn itself on? The alien head's on. Okay, it turns on because it's detecting the charger. I see the keyboard lighting up. And let's see, hopefully the screen will power up, and if it does, we should be good to go. I'll check the Wi-Fi signal, and that should be it. So we're waiting for it to boot up. All the lights all around the edges and everything are working, so looks good. Okay, I hear the fans coming on. I see this alien headlight blinking. Sometimes after changing or removing the battery, it takes a while to boot up, so let's see what's happening. I hear the fans spinning up a bunch more. I don't know what's going on. I hope it's actually booting. The screen is just staying black. Kind of scaring me a bit. If it never boots, sometimes we gotta check the RAM. Sometimes the RAM is doing something funky. So we'll keep waiting and see what happens. Okay, it shut itself off. If it's doing the BIOS kind of boot up, reset kind of thing from a new battery, it'll probably turn itself back on, but let's give it a bit just to see. It doesn't look like it's turning itself back on. It's a little worrying. Let's power it up again. This time keyboard, okay, it takes a while to light up. Nothing's happening. Might have to check the RAM. Yeah, other than all the lights coming on, I'm not seeing anything else happening. So I'm probably gonna have to check the RAM, probably wipe off the contact points, put it back together, and hopefully that fixes it. Let's see what happens. It's taking a while. I probably should have attempted to power it on before even changing the battery, just to make sure everything was working okay. Because sometimes people try and bring a computer that's completely dead and then say that whatever I did killed it. So I probably should have done that just to be sure. But too late to go back now. I can hear the fans just spooling up again. So let's go ahead and check the RAM, and hopefully that's the problem, because everything was reconnected properly. So let's unplug this again. We'll flip this over and we'll double check the RAM. And also, I don't know what the customer did on it previously, because they opened it and tried to fix it themselves. So I really should have tried turning it on. Okay. Alright. Really hope it's the RAM. This time we're going to leave the bottom cover off just so we can test it. Get this last one up. Okay. I'm going to pull the cover up. There we go. Again, we're going to kind of pull it inwards. And there we go. Kind of wiggle it around. All right, set the cover aside. Let's go ahead and check the RAM. I'm going to wipe the contacts off just like this. Make sure if you're doing this that you are grounded and you aren't having static electricity built up. Let me actually clean off the pins here because there's some dust and stuff on there. Okay. There's hair stuck to the RAM. Okay, there we go. Get that in. We're going to do this side as well. Okay. Same thing. Kind of brush it off. All right. And let's hope that that solves the problem. Okay. Click that in. I'm curious. Let's make sure it actually turns on without the battery or without the plug. I did plug it in for a little bit. I don't know if that's enough. I hear it turning on, and the Alienware logo came on. So as you can see, I believe it was just the RAM. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just going to put the bottom cover back on. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, make sure to like, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And I'll see you all in the next one. All right, let's drop this. Bye.